What's up, everybody? Welcome to another day in a car mechanic simulator with me as a virtual mechanic, and today's project, the Land Rover Range Rover Evoque, with only 27,000 kilometers on it, is a very low mileage car. We did get it from the auction and we got a good deal on it, which is always good to get, always good to see. We got another i4 engine in this Land Rover today. We're going to have a lot of fun at pitting performance parts on that, trying to boost that horsepower from 239 up to as high as we can. And the body itself and interior and all the parts aren't that bad. 79% across the board, apart from the interior, only 77, which is pretty good. We're going to have a lot of fun working on this one today. We're going to put performance parts in this engine. We're going to make this as fast as we can. Another four-wheel drive system going on in here. Going to have fun taking that gearbox out and getting this engine ripped out. But let's get it started. Let's head over to the car wash and get this one cleaned up. Here we are then at the car wash. Let's get it cleaned. We already know it's not too bad of a condition. Just got the one oddly placed panel on there. Nothing too serious. Let's get this interior done. Get that cleaned, we'll get it back on the stand, and we'll get the engine ripped out and ready to start stripping this car down. We know the drill by now. Let's just start getting some of these bits off underneath. And obviously this drive shaft is not central again, ever so slightly just off, which I kind of like. Makes me think they put more detail in it than they needed to. But let's work on getting this taken off, getting this taken apart. What do we actually need? So we need the front axle off, which means we need the wheels off. So let's get this done. Wheels just off. Let's get the front drive axles off. The one on the other side's already out. Hopefully now we can get that drive shaft gone and get the gearbox once we find the starter. Access from the engine bay. Thank you, game. Let's grab that starter. Let's get it back in the air and get the gearbox out, and then we'll get the engine ripped out. Nice and easy. 2 bolts on this one will get you out. And then hopefully, where is it? Oil pan's in, so we do need the oil drain. I wasn't paying any attention there, so let's get that drained. Still nice and clean. Good, good. Lot of it. Thank you. You put away. Let's get you back on the ground. And let's get the engine ripped out. And then we'll start stripping the body panels off of this car. Hopefully. Yes. Thank you. A lot better than last time with that electric engine. That's all that out. Let's start getting this body panel ripped down. Not too much on this one. There are no replacement parts. So we're just going to go in and strip it down, get them repaired, and get them straight back on the car again. The last bits of the body stripped. Let's get on and have a look at this suspension. Hopefully it won't be too bad. We can already see there's an intercooler at the front there. So let's get in. Obviously I've taken the wheels off. Single arm, one suspension, and the support bracket. Let's get rid of that intercooler now. And I can already see what's going on at the back. And I don't like it. But let's take this wheel off and give it a proper look. At least it is disc brakes. But it is, yes, the rear suspension with all the arms that takes all of the rubber bushings. So I'm going to get on. Let's get this stripped. And then we'll go and have a look at that wonderful engine bay and get that one stripped down as well. All the interior is stripped. It is time to move on to the engine bay. Obviously, I do need to drain all these liquids. So let's get that done. And now with all the liquids drained, let's start stripping this engine bay down. Not too much in here. All the reservoirs, obviously. Then we've got the radiator fans and the radiator. And my personal favourite air filter covering that screws down. Thank you very much. Let's get you out of here. Oh, misclick. Battery out, ECU, brake servo. The ABS module is all complete in here, and again, not bad condition at all. Actually really nice. Just the fuse box to go. There's the interior of the fuse box. Lots in there. So let's get this stripped, and I'll meet you back at the engine. On our way back now to get the engine sorted. Let's get that battery on charge. I say sorted. This is the part where we get it stripped down. So let's have a look at it. It's a bit of a beast, not as quite as beasty as the Defender 90. Still a lot of belts, a couple of belts at the front. Let's get this stripped. Let's have a look what we've got under the cover. Nothing too special. Dropped throttle. Lovely plastic covered intake manifold there with a lovely honeycomb texture on it. Not looking too bad. Basic ignition coils. Let's get this engine head off. Let's have a look what we've got down here. Another dual cam, so that's not too bad on there. Oh, this turbocharger's one piece. That's all right. Makes that easy. Let's get that off, and that's sort of covers the basics of it, really. So I'll get this one stripped down, fuel rail. I'll get this one stripped down, and I'll meet you guys at the car in a few moments. So we've got the body fully stripped down, the engine is stripped, everything is stripped off this lovely Evoque. Let's get this frame up to 100%, and then let's start putting it back together. We've got to have a think about what colour we want to paint it. It's already a light colour, and I'm quite liking a light colour, but I'm not 100%. I want to see what liveries or what vinyls they've got in there first. So let's start getting all the body panels back on this. As I said, it was nothing special. Everything was repairable, apart from the lights and the windows, obviously. So I'm just going to get on and get all of this back together. Lovely new license plate with I Hate Haters, the VM Evoque. Lovely. But yeah, I'm going to get on and get all this back together, and I'll meet you guys in a few moments. Body, frame and interior is all up to 100%. Let's have a quick check on there. Yeah, just the parts that are missing. Now it's time to head over to the paint shop. I still haven't decided what colour I want to do this. I'm not 100%, but let's head over, let's have a look and make a decision while we're there. Here it is then. We have painted the Evoque in this lovely matte white. I really like how this has come out. It looks really light, really vibrant. Very happy with it. I like all the black detailing, gives it like a black-white look, which makes me want to go with some black rims on there when we come to do them later. And also matching the suspension. It's probably just going to be blacked out under there. Maybe a few splashes of white here and there, but probably no other real colours really. Just black and white on this Evoque. So let's get it back on the lift. Let's get the suspension on. Let's get it painted, and let's see how good it all looks on there together. Here we are then, about to put the suspension on. Let's get it together. I've gone for the white shocks with the black springs, and I think they look absolutely incredible. I think they're going to look great on the car. So let's grab them. Let's start getting all this suspension back on and back together. It is just a combination of a black and a white under here. I'm just going to get a few bits filled in so you can get a general idea. Oh, if I can press the right button, that is. Let's get this on. So I've gone for a black on the lower hanging suspension arms. I was tempted with the white, but I decided to go with the black in the end. Just on what was available, basically. I just looked at it and decided it looked better in the black. Well, I think it's going to look better in the black. I do quite like it in the black. I do think it looks good there. Get a few more bits of this on, and I just want to get up to the brake calipers, because they are also in a black, but I just want to make sure that they do match the black that is going on here. Last bit. Obviously, we know this isn't everything, but that looks pretty good so far. So I'm going to jump on, I'm going to get this finished, and then I'll meet you guys at the back in a moment. Front is all done, looking quite nice. Let's get on and get this back done and talk about a few of the colours in here. So I've just gone for a lot of blacks and whites. Everything coming off the centre frame is white. Everything coming off the main body, not attaching to the centre frame, is black, apart from these shocks, which are also in the white. So basically it's all white, apart from the centre frame there, and this rear suspension arm here, which is also in the black. Just to throw a bit of extra colour in there is the only reason. I didn't want it to be too plain, too boring. So I've done for that. Also on the spring cap is white, and the spring itself is black. Looking very nice in there. I'm really happy with how it's looking so far. I'm going to get all of this finished off, and then I'll jump through and we'll have a look again when it is all done. I'll see you guys in a few moments. Here we go then, all the suspension is finished. I really like this back end. I think it looks great in the black and white. I'm very happy with how that has turned out. The front end itself isn't looking bad either, mostly black with a splash of white. Looking really good under there. I'm happy with how that looks. I think it looks great. Let's get on, let's get this engine bay all sorted and back together. Very white in here. Let's just start chucking a few bits in. It is nothing special on here. It is all just your basic standard stuff. I haven't grabbed my battery yet, so I'm going to have to go do that in a second. Let's have a look. Everything is black if it's in here and is paintable, because the engine bay was already white. It is all looking very nice though. I'm happy with how this is turning out, but it isn't going to matter until we get that engine built and dropped in. So I'm going to get this last few bits finished off here, And then we're going to go and get that lovely shiny i4 engine built up with its performance parts, ready to drop in this shiny engine bay. I'll see you guys in a few moments. The engine bay is all finished. It is time to run on now and get this engine built. It is looking lovely. I never noticed that before. Front exhaust section, that's weird to have that on the engine block. So yeah, we're going to get all this back together. I have painted the engine mostly in black with a few white accents. I'm sure you could probably already gather that that was coming. But I'm going to get on and get a few bits of this together, get most of it done, and then we'll have a look and see where we are in a few moments. I'll see you guys in a bit. So we are nearly finished with this engine, just a few little bits left to go. You can see I painted the fuel rail in white, not that it makes any difference. Hidden under there, power steering pump, belt tensioner and water pump all in that white as well, looking fantastic. But let's get this head cover on, which is also white in plastic, and get this engine finished off. The other thing is the ignition cools. You used to be able to paint these to no real effect. They pretty much stayed the red, but you can make them a brighter red and things like that. You can now no longer paint them. This turbo unit is all one fixed unit, which was definitely paintable and I think came out lovely in this white. Absolutely stunning. And obviously the Land Rover head cover or Range Rover engine cover, head cover, is just what it is in the grey. But I think that looks pretty good, minus the front exhaust section, which shouldn't be showing on the engine stand, but it is. So let's just get rid of that. Looking great. Very happy with how that turned out. Let's get it dropped in the Evoque. Everything is set up and ready to go. So let's just get it off the stand, run it back in here, get it back in this car, and then we can look at getting the wheels back on, because we can't put them on until the engine was in. I've just taken the engine out. Smart. Meant to put that away. Try that again. There we go. And obviously, with the engine cover, you can't really see anything in that engine bay. But we know, look at it. I think it looks absolutely glorious. I'm very happy with how that turned out. Let's jump into the underneath. Let's get that gearbox back in, because it is a big part of this engine. Get the rest of this back together. And then I can pick some shiny wheels. That went way too far. Let's get this gearbox in. I painted it white. Obviously, being a black and white vehicle. Let's get the front drive shaft back in. Let's get the drive axles back in. No, I don't want to do that. Let's go over here. Let's get you back in. We're not on wheels yet. Let's get all this exhaust back in. Let's get this underside completely finished. This rear part of the exhaust is pretty funky, the way it curves over the rear axle there. Let's just take a quick look at that. It's a beef of an end on it as well, though. Let's get you on. That's pretty cool. I can't zoom out any further because the game's being weird. Shoot down exhaust. I don't know why the game wants to zoom in on this part, but it is what it is. Anyway, that is the underside pretty much finished. Now I just need to get some wheels on it, get the liquids all topped up, and get these windows tinted out, and this car will be finished. So let's crack on with that. Here we are then, all finished with the Range Rover Evoque, and looking absolutely beautiful. I did some black rims on them. I think they look absolutely insane. I've also tinted the windows all the way out, apart from the windscreen or windshield, which is at 75%, so that you can still see through it. That engine, I really love how that engine looks. It's a shame about such of a big engine cover, can't really see through it. But these wheels, I'm very happy with the Evoque wheels, how they've turned out. I think they look great. These are a 235 width with a 20 ET and a 40 profile on 22-inch rims at the front. And at the back, they are a 255 width with no ET and a 40 profile and 22-inch rims. They are, I mean, they stick out at the back just a tiny little bit, but not too much. And at the front, they don't stick out at all. I think they look great. I'm very happy with how this car turned out in the black and white. I wish I could have just made that plastic bit there black rather than white. Would be the only thing I could change if I could. But apart from that, I think it looks incredible. Let's jump in and see what she sounds like. What a lovely interior. Look at the sat-nav in the middle there, showing where we are. I doubt that's accurate, but that is lovely interior in there. Let's get this engine started. That's a hell of a rumble. That sounds like a spaceship. That's incredible. You got the turbo whistle at the top end, my favourite. This has got a funky sound to it. I love how this one sounds. Not like anything we've ever heard before, really, on there. And that grumble just sounds like any moment Darth Vader's going to step out a door and tell me he's my father. But anyway, let's move on. Let's get this onto the dyno and see what it can do. So we had 239 starting horsepower on the Range Rover Evoque. What have we managed to squeeze out of it with our performance parts today? An additional 150 horsepower at 63% from that i4 engine is pretty good, bumping us up to 388. I don't think we'll be breaking any speed records today, but let's put it on the track and see what she can do anyway. Here we are then at the track, just listening to this Evoque tick over, sounding like a spaceship. I love it. Let's get it going though. 3, 2, 1, go. What speed? Very slow. Well, not that slow. What speed do you reckon we'll get to out of this Evoque with its 388 horsepower after having its engine tuned up by myself? Don't look like I'll be breaking any speed records today. Let's just see what we top out at. If I can get to over 300, I'll be happy. But right now I don't see it, to be honest. Come on, little Evoque, you can do it. No? Oh no, it's not even going to make 300, is it? That is such a shame. I haven't changed anything on the gear ratios. I've just left it as it was. Oh, 273 kilometers an hour. I am a little disappointed with that, I'll be honest. So here we are then for the final time with the Range Rover Evoque. With its top speed of 273 kilometers an hour, pitting it 41st in our leaderboard. Out of 44, definitely not the fastest. One of the nicest looking though. It is a thing of beauty, this Evoque. I do love it. That engine is stunning. I'm very happy with how this turned out. All the colours, black and white is just a very basic one to do, but it really shines in a car like this where it just pops off. It looks amazing. Absolutely stunning. I'm very happy with it. Shame about the speed. It definitely could have been a lot better, which is a bit of a shame, but it is what it is. Let's have a look at some facts and figures on this lovely Evoque. Obviously, we know it's only got 27,000 kilometers. Very low mileage on this one. We picked up from the auction and we got a good deal. We have added extra horsepower. Not the greatest amount, up to 388 horsepower. So it's not the best, but it was a lot of fun to work with. And obviously we did pay 66,592 for the car, and I spent 45,769 modifying it today, with our sale value at 165,976, which is very, very good. With all the stuff we spent, our profit is actually 53,615, which is an incredible amount of profit, and I'm very happy with it. But it is time to say goodbye to the Range Rover Evoque. It was a pleasure working on you, and I do love this DLC. It has been a lot of fun. Time to say goodbye to you. Let's see what we've got next. We have a Volkswagen Beetle next, and I am looking forward to getting this one sorted. This is going to be a lot of fun. This is the Stance edition with 390,000 kilometers on it. I did pick it up from the auction. Did I get a good deal? Not greatest. Not too bad, though. Only 2,000 under profit, or under value. So it isn't too bad. And obviously the interior, the condition is absolutely awful on this Beetle. But this is going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to get stuck into this one. It is already slammed to the floor, which I love about this Beetle. It looks insane. This is what we're going to be working on next time. It is going to be a lot of fun. I hope you have enjoyed today's video. If you did, do consider liking and subscribing to the channel. It really does help me and the channel out. But thank you all so much for watching. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.